I don't know how the audio is going to work.
Can you hear me?
Hey everyone, it's Rob, aka Grakulen with MMORPGcom, and we're here with Wayback Wednesday. And as you can see, this week we are playing Dungeons and Dragons online. I have the fortune of having Erik Boyer, the producer with DDO, with us this evening. And I'll leave it to Erik. Erik, can we go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Erik Boyer. I'm known on Twitter and on other podcasts as Glenn, or Producer Glenn, as I got coined a few years ago. And that's how most of the people outside of the game know me. And a few people internally, I guess, will still call me Glenn, but ultimately I've been around almost as long as DDO at Turbine. I've been here since April the year it launched. So I came around, I'm as old as the dragons in DDO, put it that way. In fact, tomorrow is my code-anniversary. The anniversary of the 6 years ago is when I did my first code check-in for DDO. Even though I came on as a producer, I was doing a lot of the international launches. We were launching in Asia and so on at the time. So I was doing some level of development as well as product development work. And been on the team long enough. Eventually I was the producer for a couple years, and last 2 years have been the senior producer on the team. And since we've been free to play, we've been trying to work our way towards where we are now, which is getting sets back out.
Well, welcome, and congratulations on your anniversary. I appreciate you taking the time to spend it with us. Now, there's a couple other people from the Turbine team, the DDO team, that are here with us as well. They're not on Skype, so you're not going to see them. And unfortunately, this time we weren't able to figure out how exactly to get them to where you'll hear their voice consistently, though we're going to work on that for next time. Do you want to go ahead and take the time to introduce who they are?
Yeah, so we have, in characters tonight, we have Genesee, who's one of our system designers, who's building a lot of our back-end stuff. And he's playing as Jazzwinder here, supporting the group tonight. And then we also have Jeff Dupuy, who's our art director. And he's joining us as the fighter. I think he's calling himself D&D Art. So we'll see him there. And then from our community team, we have Jerry Snook, who's playing a character on here, Gamogo, and he'll be joining the party as well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time out, and I would like to flaunt the fact that I have a red kobold shaman. I call him Red.
Cool. Did you name him?
No. Oh, I can rename him, can't I? I just noticed that.
Yeah, and he's probably got some tricks too.
He does. I'm going to show him off. So I'll lead the community through jealousy.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. So, okay, it looks like we got 3 of us gathered, and we're still, I guess we're missing 2. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's a matter of finding where everybody is. Oh, they're scattered about the harbor. All right. Well, that's fine. We'll find them on the map.
There's D&D Art. There's Soglin. There's Gamogo. And okay, so I will run to you guys because apparently I'm way up north.
I don't know who can hear us or all that. We'll figure that as we go.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question. What's up with the pumpkin heads?
Well, part of a live event is briefing your friends, and this is actually a couple of the party favors that you can get in the festival we run in the fall, and it takes place in Delair's Graveyard. And a couple of the items you can get are pumpkin heads and skull heads. They're basically grenades you can throw at unsuspecting parties. And it's like a 10-meter radius. If the grenade lands near you, you get a pumpkin head for 10 minutes.
Okay. It looks like it actually... Does it cast slow fall on you, too?
No. You'd have to have a featherfall item. In fact, I think your character has a featherfall item in its inventory. I'm not sure, probably a trinket.
Let's find out. I was an original pre-order of DDO, and I played it when it first came out, and I enjoyed it, and I played for a while, and then as I can be, I bounce back and forth between MMOs and, oh, this person. I thought I was cool because I had a Cobalt. This person has the little Onyx Panther.
Oh yeah.
So they did it. They did you a solid and pre-ordered your collector's edition already.
Yeah, that's right. That's the limited edition. Also, that's exclusive to the people that bought the full package with the all the different adventure packs included in it. So there's a whole range of content packs from 5 to 18 included in that. So they bought a lot of the current content packs as well as the expansion pack stuff, which is about the size of 3 adventure packs plus 3 wilderness areas, and comes with the druid class included, which will be coming out with the X-Pack.
Sounds great. All right, I'm with Gamogo, and it looks like you are to the northwest of us, and then D&D Art is to the north on the ridge. And I do have one question. 6 years the game's been out now, and we were talking about the expansion pack. So how, after 6 years, did you guys decide to finally go ahead and launch a fully fledged expansion?
Well, when we made our move to free-to-play, we really grew the game quite a bit in party size, player size, and we also expanded a lot of the content. We hit a level cap with that to a natural 20 cap. When we did that, if you compare that to what a typical expansion is, that really was an expansion at the time. So in scope, that was equivalent to relaunching as an expansion. And we, I'm still trying to gather the party. I think we have one more person that wants to jump in here. Hold on.
Quite all right. So are you playing a favored soul? Is that what your icon is?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm the one healer. We drew straws on who got to hack and slash and who got to support the party. No cheaty god modes tonight. We're going to try to actually make it through on our own wits and borrowed weapons. So, sorry. So finishing the question back on going to expansion. So now we're in this situation where the game is big and growing and popular, but we're free. So do you do an expansion? Because an expansion means that you're going to start selling the box again, or it's a retail product. So we were fortunate that our sister franchise, Lotro, had been doing expansions all along, and when they went free to play, they were already lined up to be developing another expansion, so they got to test the waters for us, and proved quite successful. So that basically gave us the green light to go ahead and say, okay, we're going to go out and expand the game again with a really large update in a single release, including both content and class and systems improvements, and put it out as a retail offering.
Sounds great. I'm excited, and I can only imagine that you guys are too as well. I mean, it might seem a little canned, but what's the excitement level? I mean, honestly, at the office right now, going from Eberron, and nothing against Eberron, it's a great campaign setting. I know that they were no, I'm not trying to say anything bad about Eberron, but I mean, it was launched in conjunction with the game.
Absolutely.
This was like, Stormreach, when it came out, was to help get Eberron out there to the masses and show everybody what it was about. But I mean, you're going to the Forgotten Realms now. I mean, that's iconic as far as D&D goes. I can only imagine what it would be like to be working on a team right now and dealing with that IP.
Yeah, well, as we get closer to the end and the hours become a little bit longer, so the excitement changes the vibe a little bit. But the guys are really cranking out. I mean, there's a lot of people still here tonight. I'm at the office still. We just released the physics update today, kind of a lot of that honestly is in preparation for the X-Pack itself. We didn't want to do something as big as a physics change in the back end of in an engine upgrade the same day we launched the big X-Pack, so we're doing it in an earlier stage. And sure enough, there's some kinks we're dealing with that. But in terms of going to Forgotten Realms, this is what people have been saying since we came out with Eberron. Why did you guys choose that? Why didn't you go to Forgotten Realms? Everybody knows Forgotten Realms. There's a history there, right? I will say the license that we've had in creating our stories in Eberron has been amazing. I mean, we've been able to write the material of this region that we're in, and where we're going in Forgotten Realms, we're still going to have a lot of that license. So now we're working a lot closer with Wizards of the Coast, because that story is much more established than anything in Eberron, and we want to stay true to that lore and true to the history that's there. Even though the region that we're in has been really described in footnotes in some cases. We're going to the city of Evening Star, which there really wasn't a concept of what do the homes look like, what does the village look like. So that was something that we got to create along with them. But to go to this iconic place and the history and the stories and the Drow, everybody's really excited about facing the Forgotten Realms Drow, the real, truly evil creatures. So definitely a lot of buzz. And then when we talk about it, gosh, the reaction we get from people that we're making this change just is that much more invigorating as far as getting us excited that we're doing the right thing. And how perfect that it lined up in the same time that we're able to do an expansion, so we can really go all out. In fact, it probably wouldn't have happened quite the same if it wasn't for having the opportunity to do an expansion, because it's such a big undertaking to create another universe inside of our universe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it got me excited, and that's I can only imagine it's kind of reinvigorated your player base as well. Myself being one of them. I do a lot of these different shows, and I cover a lot of games, and I do play most of them. And this is a game that I play weekly, which I can't say for all of them that I do. So I really enjoy it and I have a good time. So. Yeah.
So what sort of brought you back? What you said you had played earlier on? Had you played in beta?
It was the expansion, the upcoming expansion. The fact that you guys were going out of Eberron, well, not abandoning Eberron by any stretch of the imagination, but going into the Forgotten Realms as well. That just really had me excited to get back in and play and get prepared and go through the existing storylines and explore what there has before trying to go into the new content. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of it is get leveled up now. We're playing tonight in these 16, 17 level range, which is really the start of being able to where you can cross over once the portal is open.
I don't know if the chat room just heard, but one of the things that I really dig about this game is that, at the time 6 years ago, there wasn't really fully voiced quest missions. People didn't go up to an NPC and the NPC sit there and tell you exactly everything you needed to do. This game, simulated the dungeon master and like a group of friends sitting around a table and not just sitting at their PCs, or maybe like a LAN, but not a game completely based on an MMO. So for me, it's really nice when you have these atmospheric voices come across and tell you what you should start to do and give you hints. So
yeah, and we've been expanding that. I think since we've been part of WB, we've taken our voice in acting to another level. We get real actors hired, and not just a local artist. you know, all the way down to like the kobolds that we've introduced in our challenges, where you have the kobolds working for you. I don't know if you've seen that. Maybe we should run that next tonight.
Okay. I was told something about a cool axe. I was promised an axe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I think you got an axe. I think we were talking about getting a good hammer, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could be it.
Yeah.
It's a cool... Oh, look at that.
This that should be easy. Plus, we have Nomad on our side. So the quest we're playing here is the start of the prequel to the expansion pack. So this was our Update 13 February release, and we're basically introducing people to the story of how the rift between the worlds was opened up.
Okay.
So what we kind of were talking over here was this guy Inquisitor Noman is he's this dude that we met early on in the game, definitely from like launch day content 6 years ago, and he has us go in and kill these people as part of the Silver Flame Church, and people are always talking about how he's been. He's like, well, you know, I don't play an evil aligned class. You know, we're all, you know, good or neutral aligned. And I'm an evil class, but this guy just had me go in and kill a bunch of cultists, and it kind of makes you feel bad. So we're basically saying, yeah, you really shouldn't trust this guy. He's actually really shady. So we decided to expand on that story after all these years and introduce Noman again.
Okay.
So that's basically our plot line here for where we are. And he's split off from the party. He's led us in to kill these cultists again. Seems to be his friend. And now he's split off and left us to explore.
Where's henchman doing his dirty deeds? Which, by the way, Dirty Deeds is the name of the show.
Nice. That's a nice plug. I like that.
We do on the weekends. So it's I thought it was a clever pun. Maybe I'll get like one of the members of AC/DC actually allow me to use the song. But it's a lot of fun. And one of the things I want to point out to people here too is that, you know, right now, obviously, you know, NMAS just released Terra, and the big thing they're touting about that is that it's true action combat. But I don't know if you sit here and if you're watching, I'm playing a melee character, and I'm not tab targeting, you know, people to attack. I do actually, I'm aiming my melee character at what I want to hit and swing. So that feature isn't, you know, it's something that's in this game and it's been in this game for 6 years. So, you know, what's old is new again, and I just wanted to bring that to people's attention that, you know, that feature's not like it just came out yesterday. It's something you guys have been doing all along.
Yeah, and it's something too that's it's not just your combat, because the way, you know, one way to look at it is we encourage you to try to stand still and fight. You're not taking turns by any means, which is a little more of an old school MMO strategy. We like my turn, your turn. And you know, interesting enough, that's how the pen and paper game is basically played. So you'd think we would have gone more that way instead of action based. But no, if somebody casts something at you, get out of the way. You know, Magic Missile may be an exception; it'll follow you, but you don't have to be in the line of fire, and you can pace yourself. You can run away from the monsters, and you can you know, you see them reel back for a good attack move, and you can get out of the way. And the same thing when you're dealing the blows. So yeah, the action-based combat is I think the challenge initially is that on an MMO you've got a lot of information to pass back about character and monster placement, and plus all the data, you know, what feats dealing what damage and so on. So I think that's why it wasn't an early as early as we were initially, and that's something that's newer. Bandwidth is less of an issue nowadays than it was a decade ago, and and we're able to run on our engine, which we've been upgrading. Honestly, I don't really know exactly how many generations it's been, but it's third or fourth generation of the engine for this game, with the upgrade that we're doing as well. So we're keeping it fresh.
No, I noticed you guys just did an update today that dealt mostly with back-end stuff, like I think you were saying earlier. So it's good to see that you're still working on those issues.
Yeah. One of the things that people are patching, it looks like this huge patch, but it comes really fast. Basically, all the animation files have been refreshed with a new physics engine, so they're all running on a new engine, and they're smaller files, so it's a little bit smaller footprint.
The chat room told me to stop breaking the explosive files. Sorry, I have a habit of I see the barrel and I'm like, okay, I gotta break it.
Yeah, that's okay. I got a lot of heal on you. I'll get you back. That's what partying's all about. Have you run with hirelings since you've been?
Yeah, I actually have. I hired a cleric and did that the other day. My character, for those of you guys that are curious, my character is on Cannith. His name is Grakulen. We're running on Cannith tonight as well. These aren't our real characters, but yeah, it looks like somebody's got a hireling in the group. Either that or they named themselves hireling.
Oh no, somebody pulled one up. Yeah, that's good.
Because that would be funny.
Yeah, well that's why I haven't been doing a lot of work. That hireling has been doing a lot of heals. Plus, we haven't been in the real treacherous stuff yet.
Okay, there's only 5. For some reason, I thought there was 6 of us starting the party. I was like, I didn't think they could pull out a hireling unless we.
Yeah, there's room for one. Filling in for Tolero, our community rep. She may be jumping in later tonight. Aha! Something suspicious. No one ambushed by. We don't know what happened. He died. All right, moving on. Another dead body in Stormreach.
Yeah, just one more to add to the masses.
That's right.
I've attained the highest level in DDO. It took 15 minutes, and everybody complains about the leveling curve in this game.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't understand.
You haven't leveled them up. You can still level, but you can't earn any more XP. We're gonna fix that though. It's a couple months, and that will no longer be the maximum XP achieved. So we're gonna get an epic XP pretty soon.
Okay.
It's so once you hit 20, you now have an epic build. So now you have to get to 21. And unlike previous level caps, when we had say 16 was a previous level cap before we opened up to 20. When you hit 16, you could gain the XP all the way to the end of 16, so that your next XP point earned put you at 17. That is not the case. Now when you hit 20, you're capped right at 20, and to get to 21, you're going to have to earn the XP all the way to 21. That's how the epic levels work.
Ooh, I'm rich.
Good loot. Oh yeah. Yeah, the higher the level, the more plat you get.
Yeah. No, that's one of the things I really like about the game is the amount of loot. I'm kind of a pack rat. I hogged all the breakables. I'm such a terrible person.
As the path leads down,
I'm betting this traps down this. Oh yeah.
And less like an
Nope, it would look like no one in the group. Yeah, right here. Gamongo, he's wielding the two-hander. Somebody was asking about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing your chat feed, so.
Okay. Yeah.
You can relay some of those to us too. If I'll try to.
Oop.
And that's another thing I wanted to make sure these guys were around. I might have to heal people through here.
Okay, because
I don't think we didn't bring
No.
anyone for the party, so.
I just don't throw stuff away. Someone asked me if pack rat meant greedy. I just have a problem not throwing anything away. I just put it in my backpack, and I'm like, I don't know what to get rid of. It's like, you probably don't need those arrows as soon as you're not a range class, and you never do anything with them. But I might need them one day. You never know. You never know. Wow. There we go. But I am taking all the mold. They don't care. They'll just make themselves some more.
No, remember, we're playing straight up tonight.
No, I know.
Yeah, we like to keep it strict for the live servers. You know, if we're going to make the game and we're going to cause pain on others, we really need to feel the pain ourselves. That's kind of that's something I've been touting for 6 years now. That you got to know what you're putting the players through. I think that makes for a better game.
So it's a requirement at Turbine to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't force people to play it. I don't know anybody who doesn't. And honestly, you're allowed to take breaks too, right?
Yeah.
So healthy. And you need to play the games. You got to know what's out there. So you got to know, how cool is world versus world and that sort of thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Never heard of that stuff.
No, World versus World? Never.
Isn't that something from like
I thought that was Pokemon Rangers.
Somewhere below.
Yeah.
She speaks Noman's
World versus World. Didn't that go out of style?
You will do no such thing. The silver
The
flame
old
will
stuff.
soon.
No, there's
No, you will
even World of Tanks has some innovative concepts. You gotta get out there and check it out.
Oh no, I understand. You should see my computer's desktop. The amount of icons I have for MMOs that are on my computer is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one of the great things, though, is there's a lot of quality games that have gone to a free-to-play model, to include yours, that make them very accessible for anybody, and it's kind of like an a la carte deal, where you pay for what you want, you don't pay for what you don't want to, and it's like if you really like and support the game, you buy as much stuff as you want, and I think for a lot of games, especially this one, it really works, and I think this game, and I'm sure somebody else had this thought before I did, inherently lends itself to being a free-to-play, or I guess an a la carte, buy what you will model. Because that's kind of how D&D is. You bought your core rule set. You bought your Dungeon Master Guide, or one person did, and then you bought your player's handbooks, and then you bought modules, and then you bought different campaign setting books if you wanted them. If you didn't want them, you didn't have to buy them. I've got Dragon Mountain sitting down here, an old AD&D box set from when I was a kid. And I didn't have to buy everything else, just bought that one. And this game, so it just kind of lends itself to saying, hey, it's got this adventure pack, I want to buy that one, or it's got this one, I don't know that I want that one, so you don't buy it. Yeah,
the module concept for the adventure packs just fits really well. Like, I'm going to buy another adventure campaign. So we're taking that to the next step we're going to introduce this with the X-Pack. We're going to actually start featuring the monster manual in-game as an in-game feature. And one of my favorite little details of that is we're actually using the artwork from the D&D monster manual, mostly 3.5, a little bit of 4.0, depending on how much the monsters change. We're actually using the original artist artwork in-game for our monster manual. And one of the things we'll be able to do is, as you discover monsters, you'll sort of unlock information about them in the game. So it becomes a little bit of a reward-based, deeded feature as you play. So number of kobolds you kill determines how many bits of information you might learn about that kobold. That fits in with that whole original pen and paper concept.
Yeah, and it's also like crack for gamers.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's
We're gamers, we know that.
Yeah, you know, it's just, that's great. I mean, I like that. I mean, while it's obviously not something that's ever been done before, it's still a great concept, and I don't see why any game would not want to do something like that. So,
yeah.
bravo to you for doing it.
Another thing too is we wanted to put something out. You know, we want to give a little bit more to VIPs. So it's going to be one of those things that VIPs will get us. We release a volume, and then others at various levels of either customers or free players. It'll be a purchase option.
Yeah.
To get a volume. So we'll come out with like a first volume, likely in covering the Korthos new player area, and then introduce new monsters with updates after that.
This is kind of jumping back into the previous conversation, but I did want to bring up that somebody asked me about you guys hiring real actors, and one of their suggestions was Vin Diesel, because he wrote the foreword, I guess, to one of the rule sets. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You can do with it what you will. It's not my idea, but somebody asked me, and I promised them I'd bring it up at some point.
I'll say I bring it up when, you know, and unfortunately it has to be in this context of, like, the actor can't cost more than the update itself.
Yeah. He apparently likes the game. Maybe it becomes free. But that leads into something else, is that,
yeah.
You know, you did have people that were really core, you know, obviously Gary Gygax being central to it, lend their talents to this game. I remember one of the original instances when I was probably around level 4. It was voiced by Gary, and he did the DM work on it. Is there any other one in there that I don't know about that he appeared in, or anybody else that's iconic to the D&D franchise that you want to bring up that's involved in the game?
Yeah, I should throw that out to the party on where they are for the details. Gary Gygax, he does the Delaris stuff. So put up there. And he has a little memorial over off of Delaris as well.
Ooh, I heard them say drow.
An unholy ritual.
Yeah, Arneson's one of them.
Dave Arneson, yeah, I can always count on Genesee to the facts for me.
Oh, look at that!
What's her name, man?
A spidery version of.
Yeah, so the drow's wearing the spider cultist mask.
And this is another item you get for pre-purchasing the expansion, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a collector's thing. Anyone who buys the expansion, not just the limited edition, will get a copy of the spider's mask. And that won't be available afterwards. I believe that's an exclusive. Aha, and Noman finally reveals himself. I knew that he couldn't be trusted.
What?
Turns out he's been a Rakshasa in disguise all this time. And this always gets asked, yes, their hands are supposed to be facing backwards. The Rakshasa have reverse-facing hands.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
When we put up the key art for update 13, I saw that mentioned all through the forums.
Yeah.
We'll have to make a special note of that when he makes it to the monster menu.
That his hands are supposed. Yes, his
That's
hands
right.
indeed are supposed to be that way.
Right. So good. So we probably saved the day and stopped the ritual because we killed this guy. Surely, that's all we need to do.
Of course, the drow is like, oh, thanks for killing him for me, because now you saved me the trouble, but now I have to kill you as well. And it's like, okay, thanks. Warning, I am low on health.
Oh no! I'm a really bad here. That's okay. I can raise you as well.
I know. I think we lost an XP bonus out of that deal, though. I think.
Yeah, I think we're 10% down.
Yeah, but I think we're max, so we can't get any more anyway. So it's not that big of a deal.
Well, we got a first-time bonus in there. And so what do we have? Highest. Oh, somebody came in at level 18. A little bit of a penalty for that too. Okay, so it turns out we didn't actually complete the. We didn't stop the ritual from taking place. But we got some loot behind the wall.
Ooh. We got a +3 scepter. And a lot of money.
Hey, that might be something I don't know that we've really talked about. We're improving the what we call the heroic levels, the levels 1 through 20.
Mm-hmm.
We're improving the loot drop based on CR. Right now, it's always a couple of levels below the CR of the dungeon when the character plays it. And now we're getting into this, higher end epic game. We want people to get prepared there. Also, you can go through the game a little faster now, and there's a lot more content. So we're finding people are running the same dungeons with less. They're running with less repeats, and you don't have to run the same dungeons over and over to level. And they're not getting some of the main loot out of it, and so they're getting up into the higher levels a little less prepared, unless they're strategically going after certain things. So one of the things we're doing to counter that's something I've been wanting to do for years, which is to improve the drop rate in chests. So with the expansion pack, the chest in Eberron will drop more appropriate higher level loot based on the CR. So you don't have to wait for level 6 before you get something better than a +1 item.
That's cool. Yeah, I did notice that was one of the things that people on the forum seem to be asking for, so it's nice to see that you're actually taking the time to address that. I did got one question. You do have players like myself that are coming back, and they're really excited to be able to play in the Forgotten Realms campaign. For, let's say, that people that have never played this game before, first time, so obviously they're a first time player, and they buy in right when the expansion comes out, and they're really excited to be able to go play in the Forgotten Realms. How much of Stormreach are they going to have to progress through before they're able to get to the Forgotten Realms? Are they going to have to make it all the way up to level 16, or is there going to be a way that they're kind of bolstered? Or, has that been looked at?
Yeah, so with every expansion, there's usually a mechanic where you get people leveled up to where the new content is, and we definitely have we have that in mind. One of the things we're selling with the pre-orders, and actually an a la carte thing in the DDO store, is something that gives you a 50% boost to your XP on first-time dungeon runs, and so that's cutting that curve down that much more for a first life character, and it's also a huge boost, of course, for players that are truly incarnated and have a higher XP curve, anyways. And then so I'm looking at our party chat here.
Oh no.
You want to level first?
Yeah, I just ran over to my trainer right quick.
Okay, great. So go ahead and do that.
I've got 4 points to spend, and now I just have to figure out what I'm going to spend them in.
So we're looking at different ways that get people up to the new content. That's one of the things we're hearing requests for. Like, I really do want to play the Forgotten Realms. It's not like a screaming cry like, oh my god, I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah.
Stealth to go through. ever own. But people are really wanting to get that flavor that's offered in Forgotten Realms. And honestly, when you go over there, and we'll start seeing this in the closed beta opening up pretty soon. It really does feel different. The environments are different. We've got new tech for trees and all these engine improvements that are coming with the space. And we want people to have that experience of this new and updated space in this region that they've been looking for, and the iconic Drow experience and the Loth storyline. So adding that extra XP is one of the things that we really are looking at.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, you don't want people to not do the old content, and plus people need to learn how to play the game. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of just skip level anyways straight to the new stuff, but I'm just trying to figure out if you guys are flattening the line. That was one of the community questions out there.
Yeah, we're not going to go and actually change the XP curve itself. We're just making other vehicles to be able to get there a little bit faster.
Alright, I'm trying to figure out what feat I want to get. I think I figured it out. What is this one? Brutal Throw. Oh, for throwing weapons. They all right back there?
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 13 action points to spend now. Let's see. I promise I'll finish it soon. Let's see. Boost my armor class.
So yeah, that interface is something that we are working towards changing. It'll be post XPack, but we're gonna we're first gonna go out and introduce Epic Destinies, which will be the epic level sort of character progression mechanic that comes out with XPack, and that's going to be more of a tree-based leveling interface. So you'll work on putting points into one thing and climb up towards the end goals. And we're going to take that same type of interface and apply it to the enhancements. But that's going to be a pretty big character build change. So when we do that, we're going to want to make sure that we give players that chance to opt in and decide they want to change from that current enhancement system that has basically just a long list of things with prerequisites to switching over to the new system, which is a little easier to plan and actually planning in game. Find that when people have to leave the game to really plan their character out, to work it out on a sheet, that means we need to do some improvements. So.
Yeah.
And at level 20, it's so complicated. There's so many things to pick, and we want to have prestige enhancements for all classes. And part of that, a lot of people don't even know how to find prestige enhancements because it's not intuitive enough in the UI. So there's several builds out there that are eligible for really great, powerful lens enhancements that have a set of prerequisites. They don't realize it because they didn't find it in the tree. So we're going to be fixing that. Let's go ahead and go to Smuggler's Rest.
Okay.
This guy we're in front of. And while we got a little time left, let's run. We've got a live event for Crystal Cove happening right now. Do you know about this one?
I know about it, as in that I know it's happening, but I'm not too familiar with the backstory.
Okay, so we've introduced challenges into the game, which are kind of like like mini games, more more resource and strategy based, not just dungeon crawls. And we've done these in a way that the monsters are set across several different levels. So in this one, you can play basically 4 to 25 as far as CR difficulty, and then there's all this great loot to collect. But one of the cool things that we have in this particular one is it's only on seasonally. This was our first sort of prototype for the challenge system. And what we'll do is we'll go in and we have all these torches that we'll lay down and guide kobolds who will collect crystals for us. And then we have to protect the kobolds.
Okay.
And hit a goal. Now, it's open right now, so we should try to. I think we should probably hit the DDO store for sake of time and buy the compass. And I think I left some cash in your account.
Okay.
I know you were playing a free account. That's totally an option. You can find these in game, but I want to make sure you get the experience.
Okay, so I'm in the DDO store. I see there's Kobold Shaman Creature Companions. I already have one of those.
Yeah. If you can type compass into the search. And
Treasure Compass?
Should be able to buy the treasure compass there.
It's 50 coins. Please confirm. Place order. Thank you for your purchase.
There you go.
Alrighty, so we got the compass, and I guess we're just gonna. Do we go here to the transport?
Yeah, let me make sure the rest of the party has coins. I'm not sure who else has. Looking at Jerry Smith. I was making sure you have one. Okay.
I've got one now.
Yeah.
And they're bind on account, I guess, so you can't actually do kind of an RMT function.
Yeah, I can't trade it with them. Yeah.
Okay. Now where did that go? Am I supposed to be able to just see that in my inventory? Oh, I got all kinds of pets here, don't I? Oh, I got all kinds of ways to teach them my pet different skills. That's cool. I found that.
So did you enter in?
No, I haven't entered in yet because I see you guys.
Okay, yeah. So we're all piling in. Sorry, I lost you. I was chasing you in.
It's telling me. I understand. It repeats. Okay.
Going in.
No, I didn't realize that the compass was actually the key for the thing. So I'm sitting there trying to look in the my inventory, and I was like, well, where's my compass at?
Yeah, I kind of shortcutted you on the user experience of getting in there, but basically, we would roam the landscape in the event, find the compasses. The compasses would then let us take the boat to Crystal Cove, and basically we've got back here a couple of torches.
Okay.
The foreman, that kobold, will sell us different items that basically are resources for managing what we need to do. The basic steps are lay out torches, guide kobolds to crystals, and protect the kobolds from the monsters.
The crewmen? The Hobgoblin Raiders?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, all the pirates, all the monster pirates.
Oh, we lost one. We're terrible kobold protectors.
Oh, they die? Okay, well, it'll cost us a little bit. We can resurrect their soul stones. This is when we found out that kobolds have souls. When we made this. Our foreman at the top will sell us more more things like torches, but it costs crystals. So we trade crystals for items. I can buy new kobolds as well by hiring them. And I don't know if you have your game audio on, but all these kobolds talk.
Oh, I hear them whining and whimpering and different stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's some favorite lines. I think mine is when you heal them, they say kobolds still hate you.
Kobolds still hate you. That's nice.
But yeah, they have a bunch of cute little quips.
I mean, I would imagine that I'd get mad too if I was being exploited. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, they have a rough life. They're not quite dragons, you know.
Okay.
You appreciate it.
Now, do we need to move these torches, or?
Yeah, so I'm laying them down because they'll only follow the torches. That's
Okay.
Okay.
And you're putting them to different portions, and they're mining out the different alcoves that have.
Yep.
And we need to protect them. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and as we become more successful, we'll summon up other bosses and so on.
Okay, and this just takes 20 minutes, and then basically on how well you did at the end of the 20 minutes will determine, I guess, the type of loot you get.
Yeah, and the loot becomes something you barter for rewards.
Okay.
So you'll get something that might get you started, and then you trade that in for an upgraded of something else.
I'm just kind of running around exploring the map at the moment, so.
Yeah, I won't hold it against you if we don't survive the first one. It's really just a show and tell initially to get you in. Like I said, I kind of took you past some of the initial experience and jumped you right in here. But this isn't on all the time. We do have some challenges in House Cannith on the other side of the marketplace, and that will give you a whole variety of different things from. Again, it's a lot more like a tower defense type game.
Yeah.
Protecting these stations and trying to keep them running. To some more of these mining expedition type of quests. And then another one, which is an assault assassination quest where you're trying to find particular bosses in a very large mansion space and assassinate them.
Boom. Oh, dead.
Oh, were you running off too far alone, I take it?
No, I was standing next to D&D art.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right.
We can raise you back up. So.
You can make me better, stronger.
That's right.
We have the technology.
That's right. We're going there.
Okay, so I'd be remiss. One of the guys that is constantly in my group for the stuff we do on the weekends. He goes on the forum. His name's Combat Wombat. But he was curious if, I guess you guys have mentioned the fact that the Druid's coming out and that there's going to be 3 prestige classes for the Druid. But he was wondering if you guys would give a little bit of a more thorough explanation of what the 3 different classes were.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be opening that up in closed beta, and we'll give an exact date because we're. I will say that later this week we'll be walking down those dates and announcing them. So the Druid right now he's got the different shape-shifting forms that.
So there's a boss that looks like.
Oh, good.
He's named. I imagine. Is he a boss?
Yeah, orange name.
All right.
Yeah, it's not a good name yet. So with the shape-shifting abilities, he's got the bear form and the wolf form and a couple of elemental forms. And each of those forms will determine which spell sets are available to him. So you can kind of build him as he could be your tank. He could end up being your healer. And he could initially be your caster. Very, very diverse. So the prestige enhancements are going to be a little bit more in line with that. I could actually check with Genesee and see if he wants to talk about it. Let me see if I can get him on the mic here.
Okay.
Cobalt soulstones down.
Grakulen soulstones down. Oh wow, another drunken sorcerer.
We could actually pull this off, I think, if we were to organize a little bit. But oh yeah, these orange names are good. We're about halfway through collecting. Oh, that lets you go all the way down again. You're down. Oh, no, it's all good.
Is there a way that I can? Is there a place I can go, like the monuments, where I can res myself?
Yeah, up at the top where we entered.
I wonder if I'm going to be in range. I think I'm going to be on. Yeah, it's right out of range.
That's okay. I can get up there.
A kobold worker has died.
Okay, I can. If I find you on the map.
I am. Okay, if you go, there we go.
Somebody plug up.
Yeah, somebody resume.
Got it.
I had a. What is this right here? A cobalt teleporter. I was dead on a cobalt teleporter.
Oh, right on the teleporter. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were.
Feel why I couldn't have seen me.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yes.
I hit him one time and that guy died. That's awesome.
Yeah. Was that the red name?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He just had this sliver, and I kept trying to get him. He just had this sliver on him, and it set you up for a heroic moment.
Yeah, I got the kill shot.
That's right.
I still really dig the fact, and I've always thought this was really cool, that they have the D20 and the, over the minimap when you're attacking, and you get to see your rolls.
Yeah.
Like your modifiers.
Yeah, I like that too. It keeps that.
It's just one of those immersion things.
Yeah. This map is actually really huge. Usually what we do for strategy is you send someone out either direction, and you have somebody scout for where there might be some purple ones.
Uh-huh.
And the purple crystals are worth more than the green crystals. So if you can get your kobolds collecting those, you'll pull it in a lot faster. There's a couple sweet spots that you can find that might be a little further away. Like one down this way on the south end has a whole bunch of purples, but they're across some water, so you have to get all the way down there. But basically, if you find that in your particular instance, if it spawns a bunch of them in that space, then you'll get someone to run the line down there, protect the kobolds as they go, and just pull the crystals in at a pretty high rate. And you can usually get the thing so your min quota is met in the first half or less, and then after that it's just about pulling in, and everything else is gravy. So the way it works is you get your minimum quota of 100 crystals, and everything after that is profit share for the party, and that's what you use to borrow for your cooler gear. So you hit the quota and you get your XP as your individual reward, and then the item rewards come out of getting more crystals than the quota.
So these cobalt crystals, by the way, if the soul stones, if we pick them up and take them back to the monuments, they should. Oh, there we go. name.
Yeah, you have to take him to the foreman on the top of the hill. He's up by the... And he'll charge you some crystals to resurrect him.
Oh, okay. Thanks. So this is the first mate. I imagine the captain. We're gonna see him eventually.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to the foreman, res some workers here, because I got like 4 dead workers. Ooh. Do I want to continue to resurrect him, because it costs crystals?
Yeah, we're not really going to hit the quota, so...
Okay.
We could pull it together in 7 minutes, probably.
Well, apparently there was another one that I had that I didn't realize. I just res 5 dead ones, so...
Yeah. Hey, so, I talked to one of the guys into coming in to talk about the druids, which, he said some of the guys had asked about, some of the listeners had asked about.
Mm-hmm.
So the PREs, in fact, oh yeah, I've got it on speaker. Yeah, so I'll just have you tell me. I didn't want to speak, since we haven't revealed it yet. I didn't want to give a high level with this information of where we're going to be landing in the first reveal. We have a little bit of information on where the Druid PREs are when we first launch.
Yeah. Can you actually hear me from here, or do I have to?
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine. Which means they should be able to hear you too.
The developer working on the Druid Prestige Investment, I can tell you a bit about them. They are, from what I understand, they're going to be launching with 2 tiers. So you'll have the first 2 tiers of the PRE. Usually our PREs have 3 tiers, but you'll get 2 of them. We have a more casting-oriented one called Season's Herald, and we have a more physical, attacker-oriented one called Nature's Warrior. The Season's Herald kind of works actually on giving you buffs to various different spells that are aligned towards the seasons. So you have like a summer form and a winter form that you're alternating between. And then the Nature's Warrior is based on various different stances you can get into that do cool things like giving you bonuses to damage when you attack enemies who are at half health and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of a basic overview of what you'll be looking at.
All right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I know Combat Wombat will really appreciate it too. And then he's also got one more, and then I'll go to somebody else. But did either one of you guys want to talk about the green dragon scale armor? I guess that's something new coming out.
Oh, what's the green dragon scale armor going to do? Yeah, we'll definitely save that one for when we reveal in game.
Okay.
I think somewhere in the middle of closed beta is probably when we'll have that. Just encountering the green dragons. I know we've been showing a little bit to press and screenshots and so on, and the fact that they fly. They have some really cool aerial attacks that they've been incorporated. That's something new for us. Initially 6 years ago, the best you could do with the dragon was corner it, fight it. And that's how we initially came out. And they've come full circle in terms of the combat capabilities, and they make it more back to what we're really trying to do with action-based combat. Just standing swinging at a foot. These guys will move around, they'll swipe you, they'll the wing buffet, they'll take off their aerial attacks. The dragon fights are really cool. And the rewards that come with that, that's the first thing. We have this idea that people are going to be so excited about coming to see this really great quest when we open it up for first look or preview, and instead we see them all running for the loot. What's the loot? That's what it's about here. So what am I getting from it? So I understand that. So I'm saving the loot.
Alright.
But Epic Loot in general, I'd already alluded to the base loot is going to be improved. Epic Loot, even the non-named items, are going to be really, really fantastic things to strive for. It makes some really interesting character builds with the things that they've been creating. So that's something we'll be showing this month in closed beta. So initially, of course, that's under NDA, but as we get towards the end, we always do a little bit for press. So we come back and do another one of these. I know you've been doing the show with doing betas for some of the other games coming out this year. So we're happy to run another event with you around that time if you're up for it.
I'm definitely up for it. I actually got you guys already pinned in.
Oh yeah.
On the calendar for a
yeah.
couple different dates, whichever you guys want to take.
That's right. Well, wife aggro aside, I will probably be here anytime that you want to.
Yeah. Well, that's great to know. Actually, I'm amazed at the reception that I've got from just the community in general, from developers and producers, and I was just shocked at how personal, and obviously you guys you wouldn't do this if you had certain personalities, but it's always just nice to see how down to earth and humble most of you guys are about what you are, and how how you enjoy. You can see that it's a sense of love and creativity that you guys have for these games. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad that's recognized, because we do care a lot about creating and working on something like the D&D brand. It's really about the story more than it is about the stats, and our storylines are basically hand built. The dungeons are hand built. We don't procedurally generate any of this stuff, and that's doable because we have this team that really cares about the product that they're creating. So we appreciate when that's recognized too.
Yeah, and now that I buttered you up a little bit, one of the things that was really resonated across the thread that this kind of started, and it was, I guess, the person that first asked the questions, forum name is Ungood, and they were curious what voice of the player, basically what form of feedback from the player do you consider the most when you're directing a game and movements, such as expansions, revisions, or updates? I mean, are you looking for like constructive feedback through forum posts, activity in game? I mean, what is the best way for them to communicate to you that grabs your attention?
Yeah, I think if it doesn't show up on statistical data, we just ignore it. Yeah, so I think that we keep our forums active, and we keep our community in that really supported, because that's an important place for us to get feedback from players. Our beta and preview environments are also really important. So getting people in game to see it early enough that we can react to important changes, and we've done this just in the beta environment, even as much as weeks before we've launched something. We've made changes based on community reaction. So people getting hands-on is a really important thing for us. So I think that we've got a combination of the forums and the preview servers where people can communicate to us the best. Mm-hmm. So in the other avenue we have is in surveys that we send out and that sort of thing. But that's usually something that's a little bit too later in the process. So
we see somebody over your shoulder.
Yeah, this is Jeff. Jeff Dupuy is our art director, and he was playing D&D
art.
He's got 23 hit points left after that. Yeah, right. I'm dead, actually. Yeah, no. They booted you out until you rested.
Yeah, so you're alive. I like your suit of armor there, by the way.
Oh, you got out of the chicken suit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the cosmetic on.
Now you got a pirate hat on.
Yeah, that's all part of the theme for Crystal Cove.
So another one that I saw was, can we expect to see customization to the guild features, or like another? This was kind of a very specific one. The guild ships, like the anchor points for the buff stones. Like, is there a way that they can move those anchor points so they can put the stones where they want them, as opposed to having to put a certain one in a certain place?
Yeah, I don't know that we have any plans for setting something like that up in the near future. But what we don't have going out right now is a Forgotten Realms guild environment, and that's something that we'll be creating. It'll be a sort of a different experience there as well. So, well, right now the guild airships of Eberron are really still going to be that hub. We have to, we're sort of make that accessible to players at the epic level as well. But we really won't be addressing much of that system until we've gone back and covered the Forgotten Realms guild system.
Mm-hmm. Cool. It's got me interested. So,
Right.
the additional guild system being introduced. So that was kind of one of the things too. And then I guess the last one would be if you wanted to provide any information on new exclusive elements that would be added for VIPs.
Yeah, I mentioned the monster manual is one of the things that we built with the VIPs in mind when we initially were putting together how we're going to put it out as a distribution. We're also looking at things like we want to recognize players who've been subscribed for a long time, with like veteran rewards or a concept like that. So we have things in the works that will help us to keep expanding the subscriber community, and we will continue to put out content. Our update 15 update will come out just a couple of months after our expansion with the VIP adventure path in the epic levels.
Cool. And then anything 23 wants to know, what's your favorite food and beer?
I would have to say Guinness, and for beer, probably the same.
Guinness for food and beer. That's a great answer. Hey, do you guys want to just run another one real quick, or do you guys bounce out of here before your wife chases you down?
Yeah, it looks like we've been disbanding as we've been as we exited that last quest. So
Okay.
I think that's it for us here.
All right, sounds good. Well, I really appreciate your time. I enjoyed the run through. I know about the Crystal Cove now, what not to do and what to do. So.
Yeah, hopefully a little insight that when you actually try to run it, you can get in there at level 4. I think your weekly group is pretty close to being able to jump in there. But Kenneth has a couple of quests similar at that level range. When this live event is only running until May 7th right now, we like to bring it back at Talk Like a Pirate Day, of course. Which is an unofficial holiday, but it's up a couple of times a year. And then in Kenneth, there's the other challenge events and some really cool loot. It's pretty accessible at lower levels. That's just on the other side of the marketplace. So, yeah, definitely check it out.
All right, so in the marketplace, I did notice that some of the things are different from a while back. On the whole map system, so I will go and find that House Kenneth and look for the level 4 challenges.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. And all right, guys. Thanks everybody for coming and watching the stream. I'll probably pop back on here in a little bit and run some more D&D, our DDO, and stream it for the evening. I'm on Kenneth server. Feel free to log on and harass me if you want, but I'm gonna bring the stream down for a few minutes, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.